my name is Carl. I am a keeper here in the Herpetarium at the Memphis Zoo. Today I am bringing you two of our tiger salamanders for Salamander Saturday. We have Roland, which is our big male right here, and we have Rosie, which is our female. She's slightly smaller, but she seems to be a little bit thicker. These guys are the largest salamanders we have here in North America. They're one of the largest. They get about 6 to 8 inches full grown. So Roland here is probably full grown, so he's a adult male. In the wild, they eat crickets, small frogs, any other insect that they can fit in their mouth. They have very voracious appetites, so there's really nothing that they won't eat if they can fit it in their mouth. We have over 50 different salamanders here in Tennessee, and there are about 500 different salamanders worldwide. Wow. Their habitats range from like woodland areas with thick, lush vegetation with really loose soil, because salamanders, especially the tiger salamanders, are a species of mold salamander. So they like to dig. And they have these long toes, and these long toes will actually help them burrow into the substrate to help them dig their homes. And whenever they're babies, they are similar to axolotls. They have big fluffy gills, and they have a really long paddle-like tail to help them stay in the water and swim. But as they grow and they mature, they turn into these big, beautiful salamanders you see here. They get their name tiger salamander because of the markings they have. They have these really cool, some of them are like pinstripe markings, and then some of them are bolder, wider markings. And as you can see, they come in different colors. They're not all necessarily like either black or brown. Like this guy right here is kind of like a greenish tint, and then our girl here is more of a brownish color. So you can definitely tell by that. There's also like, they come in like yellow. Some of them have yellow markings and stuff. So they're not really all black markings.
Okay, well, Carl, you're already getting some shout-outs here from Bryce. Oh, hey, Carl.
Hey, Bryce.
And Amy would like to know, when is mating season for this species?
This species likes to mate late winter to early fall. And they are very loyal to their birthing place. So where they were born and grew up, that's where they will return to as adults. So every year they will make the long journey, no matter where they are, back to the pool where they were hatched.
Really? That's so interesting. Hannah would like to know, are they fast?
These guys, they can pick up a little bit of speed. So you definitely have to keep an eye on them. They're not like super fast, but they're not like overly slow either.
Fair enough. And you said earlier they just kind of eat everything, but in an ideal healthy diet, especially here at the zoo, what do they eat?
Here at the zoo, we feed them crickets and we feed them worms. So we try to give them a good variety of what they will naturally find in the wild. So mostly crickets and earthworms.
All right, but you said they'll take anything and fit it in their mouths. So I guess we really should be careful about our trash when we're out and about, huh?
Oh yeah, a big issue with these guys in the wild is pollution and people throwing their trash out. So if you throw out small bits of trash and it might look like an insect to these guys, they can eat it. And not only will that impact them, but it could also be very poisonous to them, and that could kill them as well.
Oh gosh, we definitely don't want that. Well, we've got a little guy here, a young reptile and amphibian enthusiast, Max, age 6. We've heard salamanders breathe through their skin. Is that true?
Most amphibians actually breathe through their skin, yes.
Is that why you're wearing gloves today while handling these guys?
Yeah, we're wearing gloves because since they do absorb oxygen through their skin, they also absorb other chemicals and oils through their skin as well. So we wear these nitrile gloves to help prevent cross-contamination. It helps us to keep our oils that we naturally produce off of them, which could be harmful to them. So that's why in the wild you should not pick up wild salamanders or wild frogs with your bare hands, because you never know if you have lotion or any kind of like naturally produced oil, it could get on them and it could hurt them.
That is good advice. So when I'm out in the wild, I can observe respectfully, but definitely not pick up.
Exactly.
Well, Bridget wants to just say, oh my God, I love them. They're so cute.
They are definitely very adorable.
Now, going back to the breeding that you talked about and where they go back to hatch and everything, Connor wants to know, how do they know where to return to?
Is kind of, they have a natural navigation system built in. It's kind of hard to explain. It's definitely a Google question, but
totally
it's a natural built-in navigation that they know. So just like birds going back to where they come from each year, same with salamanders. They will go back to their birthing pool, and that's where they'll produce.
Now, Lisa, we do see your question here about the city allowing us to open back up. We don't have any new information right now, but keep an eye on social media and our website, and we'll be releasing information just as soon as we have any more updates. And Malcolm would just like to say good morning to Carl and the Salamanders, and hopefully the moderator.
Good morning.
Okay, so how did these guys get their names? I mean, it's a lot of names to keep up in the reptile house.
It's very hard to keep up with everybody's name in the reptile house. Roland here got his name from the Stephen King Dark Tower, and Rosie here, we just kind of came up with that. We thought it fit her pretty well because she is very adorable. She is very cute, so I thought Rosie fit her really well.
And Roland and Rosie are just a cute little, just rolls off the tongue there, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it matches very well.
Now, where are tiger salamanders originally from? Like, where's their natural habitat?
These guys you can find them all around here in North America. So these guys are here in North America. That's where they're from.
Okay. And Lisa, I'd like to say thanks for doing this. We miss you, from Red Wing, Minnesota.
We miss all of y'all too. The zoo and the animals definitely miss our guests.
I know, it's crazy. Eli, I'd like to know, how do you tell if it's a male or a female?
Visuals mostly. So here I have a male, which you can tell.
There you go.
The pouch right here. And then the female right here, she lacks the pouch.
Oh. Now, typically we see that the female's a little bit smaller than the male. Is that pretty normal for salamanders?
Some species, but the tiger salamanders are very bulky salamanders. So the males and the females are both very bulky animals.
All right. So salamanders, I guess if I were to go in the wild and to the woods and I just wanted to find some cool salamanders, how would you recommend I look for one? Like, where would they usually hang out?
It depends. Most of the time, you will find them in really damp soil, under rotten trees, branches, rocks. A lot of them like to dig, so you probably won't have much luck finding like the diggers, like the tiger salamanders here. But the smaller species, definitely under like older rotten logs and stuff like that.
Okay. And Lisa would like to know, do their tails grow back if they fall off?
That is a very good question. I've never really honestly seen a salamander lose its tail, but I can imagine they would grow it back, because a lot of salamanders can grow back like missing arms and legs.
Really?
Whenever they lose those. So I can imagine they probably will grow them back.
That's so interesting. Emily would like to know, how do they defend themselves against predators in the wild?
Their camouflage is their biggest defense. The way that they're colored and the way that they're marked helps them blend in very, very well with leaves and rocks and just the natural dirt and mud. And they are also very good diggers. So if they see a predator, and if the soil is loose enough, they would just dig and dig and dig until they're hidden.
So these guys are diggers. Are most salamanders diggers, or are they gonna just run away and hide sort of deal?
Not all of them are huge diggers,
Yeah.
as you could tell. She's called a mole, well, she's a type of mole salamander, so they like to dig. As what you can see she's trying to do now. She'll take that big head and she'll just start rooting around till she finds a soft spot, and then she'll take those little toes and just start pushing the substrate away until she gets down far enough she feels comfortable.
Yeah.
But the majority of them will rather hide than dig.
So when you talked about digging, you showed their little feet earlier. Do they actually have toenails to help them dig through that substrate?
They don't have toenails. They just have like really long toes. So, like these.
Here, I do see those long toes. I didn't know if they were strong enough to pull back, but I guess if it's a moist area, then they're going to be nice and comfortable.
If they're in a moist enough area with loose enough soil, they can dig really well.
Okay. Oh, and Emmy like to know, how do they make, or do they make sounds when they're threatened, or sounds in general?
I have not heard these guys make any sounds, and I'm not sure about other species, but these guys right here, I have not heard make any sounds at all. So I couldn't honestly tell you.
I see Roland's kind of off camera here. Do you want to pull him back to the center here so we can just keep looking how beautiful he is?
Don't be shy, Roland.
It's so interesting to see the color differences. Are there any different types of colors you'll see in tiger salamanders?
Some of them will have like orange through them. Not like bright orange, but kind of like a burnt out orange, I guess you can say.
Okay.
Some of them will be darker, almost black. Some of them will be more green. So it just depends on the species. Each of them are different, so you will never find any two that's exactly alike.
Okay, so aside from making sure I pick up my trash on my walks, is there anything else I can do at home to help the salamanders?
Absolutely. Do not pour chemicals down the drain. Get rid of your chemicals responsibly. On each label, I believe it tells you where you can take your chemicals to have them disposed of properly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you dump your chemicals, like say bleach or oil or stuff like that down the drain, then it could get into these guys' skin and it could suffocate them and kill them. It poisons their environment. So just do not get rid of your chemicals down the drain. That's one of the worst things you can do.
That makes a lot of sense. We appreciate that. Lisa would like to know, who are their predators? We have a lot of bald eagles here.
Their predators is basically anything big enough to pick them up. So small dogs, big dogs, cats, possums, raccoons, squirrels sometimes.
Really? A squirrel?
Birds and fish and other bigger amphibians. Frogs, and even them themselves. They can be cannibalistic at times. If they get hungry enough, they can also eat like the smaller members in their clan.
I'm just going back to squirrels real fast, because every time you think of squirrels, you think of nuts and birdseed, but you don't think of small, amphibians.
It's rare, but it happens.
I guess you're hungry enough, right? What about, are they poisonous or venomous?
These guys are not. There are some that produce a slight toxin, but I honestly couldn't tell you which ones right now. But these guys are completely harmless.
Oh, wonderful. Was there any other great little facts you want to tell us today on our Salamander Saturday live chat?
Hey, these guys are really cool. You can find them here in the Herpetarium. So whenever we reopen and y'all visit, y'all can stop by and say hi to these guys. They are on exhibit, so they will be more than happy to see you.
Oh, Charlie, age 6, wants to know, where's the best place to find them? I guess he wants to go outside and look for a salamander today.
Large parks. It's a really good place. Any stream. Just remember, if you find them, just leave them be. don't touch them, because if you move them out of their natural habitat, it stresses them out. And a lot of amphibians and stuff get stressed out really easy, and they just don't do too well. So any stream or any like natural park are a really good place to find amphibians.
And Malcolm would like to know, are these particular salamanders going to grow anymore, or are they full grown?
These are about full grown. This guy right here is almost 8 inches, or around 8 inches from head to tail. So he is about full grown. So is the female.
Okay. And Megan would like to know, how long do they live?
They can live about 10 to 12 years, I believe.
Wow, that is a long time. And Greg, we do see your comment about the zoo being open. We're not open at this time, but keep an eye on our social media pages and, of course, the website for more information, and we'll keep updating you guys just as often as we know what's happening. Well, guys, we're coming towards the end of our segment, so gather up those questions, any last-minute things you'd like to know about salamanders, especially Roland and Rosie here. And we're just going to kind of hang out just for a minute more. They are just so cute. Now, we haven't talked at all about their eyes and their eyesight, but they've got some pretty bulging-looking eyes. Is that just me, or how well do they see out of those?
They're diggers, so like a lot of diggers, I'm guessing their eyesight's probably not the greatest. They do tend to miss a lot of crickets whenever they're up close, so I can imagine, since like I said, they do spend a lot of their time underground, like a lot of underground creatures, their eyesight's probably not that great.
So what about their sense of smell then?
I'm not 100% sure on their smell.
Okay. A lot of kids on these shows during the week always want to ask, how does the animal smell? As in, like, does it smell like, like Poppy smells like popcorn, or?
These guys really don't have a smell. These guys, if you smell them, they don't have a smell at all.
I think one of my favorite questions before we end this segment was somebody asked about one of our turtles if it had any ninja abilities.
No, these guys, what you see right here is pretty much what you get.
But in Monsters, Inc., I forget his name, but he was a salamander, right? That was running around. I think it began with an R. He was kind of the villain of the movie.
Oh yeah, the mean guy. I don't know his name.
I can't remember his name either. That's so funny. But I don't think they're going to be going around with nefarious plans, right?
Yeah, these guys are. I think they're just a little too laid back for that.
They seem pretty chill. All right, guys. Well, we're just getting a lot of fun stuff. Tasha, thank you so much. She sent us 200 stars. Carl, how exciting!
Oh, thank you.
And she just comments that she misses the zoo. Roland and Rosie have so many fans, guys. Catherine just says how beautiful you are. They're all just so excited. We're going to get one final question here, and then we're going to wrap it up. Let's see. Oh, Christy would like to know, what makes their skin so shiny they look wet?
These guys actually produce a slime, and so that slime keeps them from drying out when they're digging. And so that's also how they kind of help hold in oxygen as well. So they always have a very smooth, shiny look to them.
One of our guests took mercy on us. Randall. His name is Randall. Thank you, Emmy. And we will I'm sorry, I lied. We're going to take one final question because we got two little guys, Cora and Nolan, and they want to know, what animals are these related to?
These guys are salamanders, so they are pretty much in their own group. Newts are a type of salamander as well, so I guess closer related to newts.
Okay. That's so great.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you for joining us for Salamander Saturday, and I hope you enjoy your day, and we can't wait to see y'all as soon as the zoo reopens. Thank you.